All right, what up, secular America? This is Wolf King. Welcome to my hangouts. Yeah, I know I got Trump Clinton on there. I think we're gonna watch a video clip of that later on. But for now, I got the Logical Christian in here, and we're gonna be talking about our different views and stuff like that.
All right, thanks for having me. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Okay, so you're a Christian. I'm a Satanist. Hmm. So like,
hmm
how do our views contrast? Like, what's your guide to truth? For lack of a better term, a word.
I have several different views. Like, for instance, of course, as a Christian, I affirm the Trinitarian God. Like, God is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Um, I'm also a theistic evolutionist. I accept the idea of evolution even as a Christian. Um, and I would definitely not consider myself a Calvinist, like guys like Christian Ericanists and all that. I would consider myself a 4 point Arminianist, not a Molinist. I originally thought that, but anyways, like I'm a 4 point Arminianist. I affirm every point except for the idea of conditional salvation. I think that preserved saints makes more sense.
Okay, cool. So you think free will, like that's a real thing, right?
Yeah, well, to some extent, like I believe that humanity is like bound by its nature. Like, for instance, man can't like fly or anything. Our nature doesn't really allow that. That power has to be given to us.
Yeah, I
Does that
think
make sense?
I would have to agree with that as well. I mean, me being a compatibilist as well. I mean, I think that we are determined by someone. We don't create ourselves. You know, we're sort of rooted in our genetics and our environment and stuff like that as a species. But you know, we could become well, you know, we are self-aware given that evolution and stuff like that, and we could become aware of that nature and make better decisions with that knowledge. You know, so yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, of course, I mean, of course, as a free will advocate, I still believe that we have the free will to choose. I just don't think we can do everything because that, like I said, that power must be given to us. But, anyways, what about your views? I'd like to hear more about what you believe exactly as a Satanist.
Well, yeah, I get this. I get this all the time. Just hang on one second. I'm still here. I'm just doing something here.
I understand. I've kind of been a bit busy myself lately because I've been working on another article.
Okay, so yeah, as you know, I am indeed a Satanist. Although I don't believe in a supernatural Satan. I don't think Satan is God or anything like that. I use Satan as a symbol for pragmatic skepticism, free thought, challenging of authority, and all that. I I view the image of Samuel as the adversary just to embody those qualities, and I use that as my encompassing philosophy. Sort of like the Prometheus story, if you remember, like how he stole the fire from Zeus and given it to humanity, defied Zeus, and he was punching all that.
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's sort of like the image I utilize whenever I go out and talk online and stuff like that or in public. Um, I am an atheist. I do think that science is the most reliable method to get to an understanding, an accurate understanding of the universe. It's just that with with the cultural narratives going on about theocracy and everything like that, and fundamentalism, I use that as literally like a metaphor for being the adversary against all that for having these qualities. So that's why I utilize the inverted cross or pentagrams and stuff like that. That's why I use the imagery. That's why that's why I tend to utilize these methods because that's how I carve out my niche. That's just the message I hold.
I see. It sounds. I mean, you said something like on a comment that you and I had one time, like you said something about Anton LaVeyan's version of Satanism, but I wasn't. It, from what I hear, it sounds kind of like Anton LaVeyan's type of Satanism.
Yeah, see, the thing with Anton LaVey, I mean, I do recognize that he was an atheistic Satanist as well. The thing is that my version is a lot more, let's say, progressive in the sense because his was more based on the Nietzschean will to power type philosophy, and that's something I tend to disagree with. I mean, I see Nietzsche as an interesting philosopher, although I don't really adhere to it. I view that as more of an authoritarian sort of viewpoint that I just don't adhere to. So I sort of break away from that influence and sort of go with the more progressive scientific aspect of it because we've learned more about our species biologically speaking through reciprocal altruism, cognitive sciences, and all that stuff. So I sort of moved away from that. So yeah.
I see. Well, I'll have to keep looking into it because, like, um, I don't really specialize in answering Satanism or that and all that kind of stuff. I specialize more in answering Muslim doctrine. You've engaged with Muslims, right? Right?
Of course. My one of my friends is a Muslim, and we've had talks for a number of years as well. And I've also like commented like on the issues of Islam recently. I've what's I'm looking for? I've advocated for Draw Muhammad Day and all other stuff. I don't think it's racist to comment on the criticize Islam and stuff like that. I think that's sort of a problem that the SJWs won't actually address. But yeah,
Yeah, because I think a lot of times people, whenever they, um, ugh, ugh, sorry, I have a little bit of congestion. The weather up here sucks during the winter. Anyways,
oh yeah, I feel you, man. It was sprinkling when I got out to wash the car.
that sucks.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't like totally raining, but it was just kind of weird because the summer just ended, so I didn't expect rain to be coming this quick. But anyway, what were you saying?
Yeah, yeah. So, like I told you, I was writing earlier, and that's actually what I've been writing about. I've been writing a critique of Islamic theology and pointing out errors found in the Quran and the Hadith. You ever examine some of them?
I have I've read a bit of the Quran here and there and stuff like that. What's up, Kaiser? Um, yeah, like a lot of it seems to be sort of archaic and stuff like that. But usually, it just got either kill people that disagree with you, or that Muhammad was a shit and knows everything and stuff like that, or at least as much as Allah enables him to, or like there was scientific knowledge like in the Quran before man figured it out, which like all those typical things that you could really just break down and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times scientific accuracy in the Quran is actually not there because um,
Well, I
I've
don't think
looked.
it's well. I mean, you shouldn't expect scientific accuracy to be in a philosophical uh, book. I mean, well, that actually does make sense. It's not supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, I'll even admit the Bible isn't really a scientific book. Yeah, I mean, it's not a science textbook or whatever.
Of course
Um,
not. No. Yeah.
I mean, of course, I do believe there are scientific accuracies in there, but I don't believe it's a science textbook.
Yeah, but let's
Uh,
go back to the Quran for a minute because I just want to
Yeah,
comment on that. Yeah, just the idea of that Muhammad flew to heaven on a winged horse, or that he split the moon into and all that shit, or that ants can talk, or that fucking the moon is a reflected light. I mean, see the thing, or the atom or stuff like that. Here's the thing: Muhammad was like a merchant, so it's not really all that surprising that they could derive knowledge from ancient Greeks and people, back in those days.
Yeah.
There were a number of scholars and stuff that were Arabic that translated like Aristotle's work and Democritus and all that other stuff and into Arabic. So like the early knowledge that the people did have, it's not all that far-fetched to say that they learned it from other cultures and civilizations or that they traded knowledge and stuff like that. So which by modern times could be inaccurate, but had something going there. But it's not like it's miraculous, you know what I mean?
So yeah, even if it is scientifically accuracy, even if it is scientifically accurate, which it's not, but however, even if it is, it's not really impressive knowledge because, like you said, lots of other scholars and philosophers have already discovered much of this stuff.
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Well, I was just gonna say. Also, we're talking about a supposed man that couldn't read. Well, which I just think is weird, but somehow like compile like a book from an angel, which I just think is kind of weird, but and sketchy, but whatever. What were you saying?
I was wondering if the logical. I was actually wanted to. Wanted to ask something about illogical. Do you know who Imam Hamid al-Ghazali is or was that lived from 1058 AD to 1111?
Al-Ghazali? Al-Ghazali? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Al-Ghazali.
He's the father of the Kalam cosmological argument, but other than that, no, I don't know much about him.
Well, Neil deGrasse Tyson went into pretty good detail on how this guy pretty much single-handedly destroyed the intellectual integrity of the Islamic community in a single generation. I want to post that video here of him pretty much detailing that.
Okay. Cool.
I wouldn't be surprised because those guys, like, prior to the whole like oh, you infidel, me kill you, prior to that time, they were pretty they were pretty advanced for their time, mathematics, astronomy, and all this medicine.
Yeah.
They were doing pretty good before they started saying that shit was satanic.
Yeah. You notice that, Wolf. You notice that the majority of the stars in the sky are Arabic names.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's interesting to me though is like a lot of like I said before, like a lot of Muslims will often point to verses to try and demonstrate scientific accuracy in the Quran, but I can actually demonstrate a major scientific error in the Quran.
Well, the Quran and the Bible, as well as all other biblical, all other holy scriptures, they're not meant to be interpreted scientifically. That's breaking rule number one. You can't mix science and philosophy, no matter how hard you try. You might as well mix oil and water without anything else.
Well, I know, but you're right. But however, it tries to give a scientific argument. I mean, it seems like a lot of times the Quran tries to give scientific arguments. I mean, and so anyways, like, have you ever, I'm sure you've probably heard of this story, but there's a story in the Quran in Surah 18, in Surah 18, verses 83 to 93. It talks about a man named Dul Qarnayn, and Muhammad was instructed to prove his prophethood by reciting the story. And it talks about a man named Dul Qarnayn who traveled to the western part of his empire and found the sun setting in a muddy spring of water. You ever heard of that?
Are you there, Wazoo?
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Hello? Well,
Hello?
I can, but you're breaking up really bad, like a cell phone going out of signal. If you look at the top of the Hangout where it shows looks like a volume bar. That's actually a bandwidth bar. If you lower that to maybe medium or low, it'll actually help with.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit too. I'm not really getting it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it might be me. It might be my bandwidth is messed up.
Yeah. Do you want me to like come out for a second and then come back in?
Let me try it first. Let me go out and back in first because it might be me.
Okay. All right. So Wolfgang, you there? Okay. While we're waiting for him to come back, there you are. Can you hear me better now?
All right. We'll see. Give it a little more time, but so far so good.
Okay. So have you ever heard of the story of Dual Carnane in the Muddy Spring?
No, haven't. Enlighten me.
Okay. The story of Dual Carnane in the Muddy Spring is found in Surah 18, verses 83 to 93. It talks about a man named Dual Carnane in this case. Muhammad is told to recite part of his story to prove his prophecy.
I think you're the one breaking. Yeah, you're going in and out, only hearing sections of what you're saying.
Okay, hold on. Let me get out and come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, refresh.
Welcome back.
That better?
Let's give it a little while. Let's give it some time to test. But so far, so good. Yeah.
Okay. So I've been. What the? Never mind. I thought
it's doing it.
I thought I heard someone call my name.
It's doing it again. It's actually doing it again almost immediately. You're just going in and out, going in and out.
I don't know. I think I could hear him. I think I hear him well. I think.
I hate this thing. I can't do it on my laptop because I don't have the software to do Hangouts.
There's a
From my phone.
bandwidth look. There's a bandwidth limiter option at the top of the screen. It looks like a volume bar. It's in between the settings and the camera option. And if you run that down to low, it should help somewhat.
I'm sorry. Say that again. I can't. It looks like a volume. What?
At the top of the Hangout window, it looks like a volume bar.
Yeah, it's right in between the your camera and the settings. You just adjust it. I got adjusted all the way down to audio only, so so I can hear you guys well, so that there's no problem. I mean, that might help.
I can't figure it out. Because
I want to screen it. I want to screen it. Hold on. Shoot, I can't screen share audio only. Hold on. There we go. Can you guys see where I'm pointing my mouse here?
I don't see
this right
anything.
here.
Okay. I'm on a.
See that right there?
I'm on my phone though, not my laptop.
You probably so you don't see that then.
Do not.
Shoot. I don't know what to do then.
I mean, if he could see, okay, if he could see that, I mean, it's weird, right? Because I got this little Amazon iPad thing, and it usually has that thing that you could. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, we can hear you now, so it doesn't seem like an issue. Anyway, so what were you saying about the Islam thing?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm like, it seems like every time I try to talk about this one story, it cuts me off.
Sorry, I'm back. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It seems like every time I try to talk about one story, it cuts me off. It's almost like a Muslim is trying to control this hangout, so I can't like destroy his religion.
And me, I love bacon.
Huh?
I said it's not me. I love bacon.
I know. Well, I'm with that. If they don't want to eat bacon, that's their choice. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Look, did you look? I've actually done some deep searching on this thing with Muslim. You know, who is? Hold on a second. Who is that? Hold on a second. I got a phone call.
Mm. Yeah. By the way, we're gonna be looking at videos pretty soon, so stand by for that.
All right. So, what were we talking about originally? About scientific We were talking about scientific errors in the Quran.
Yeah.
And while it is true in that we can't mix philosophy and science, as far as I'm concerned, it is kind of interesting to me that there are a lot of times when Muhammad tries to give scientific things to try and prove the Quran's accuracy. But there's also another interesting thing other than scientific errors. There's also a logical error in the Quran.
You got a favorite one?
There's a logical error found in the second chapter of the Quran, verses 23 to 24. Have you ever heard of the argument from literary excellence?
I mean, I've heard that the Quran is like perfect, like according to Muslims. But could you like enlighten me on that? I know what you just said.
Yeah. The argument from literary excellence is one of the worst arguments I've ever heard for anything ever. It tries to say that because the Quran is written in a literary excellent way, it's therefore from God. Let me pull up verses. Hold on. In Surah 2, 23 to 24.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just looking up the verses. Okay.
Yeah, this I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So, Surah 23 to 24 in the Quran says, "If you are in doubt about what we have sent down upon our servant Muhammad, then produce a surah the like thereof, and call upon your witnesses other than Allah. But if you do not, and never will you be able to, then fear the fire whose fuel is men, prepared for the disbelievers."
I remember my friend telling me this. Like he just said, just find something better than the Quran or something. Yeah. I've heard this before.
This is the worst.
Or maybe, yes, maybe science. Maybe that might be a little better. Look, here's the thing, and Wolf, I'm pretty sure you've heard this a million times. When it comes to, all right, when you talk about any kind of word of God, whether it be the Bible, the Quran, or anything else, you have to, anybody that buys into this has to see or understand or accept that they're talking about a static that is supposed to conform to a dynamic form of nature. So I mean, the very fact that religions are trying to sell a static property for divinity in a dynamic world is in itself guaranteed to fail.
What? What do you mean, like static?
Well, okay. Well, what happens when you try to change anything in the Quran? Can you change anything in the Quran?
Book, no. In Surah 1827.
Of course, according yeah. And it just not just the Quran, it's the Bible as well. It's one of the last verses in Revelation. Like this eternal damnation to anybody who adds or takes away from the Bible.
Yeah.
And with any,
I think I get.
Wait. What book is? What book and what verse?
well, it's one of the last verses in the book of the Bible in Revelation. I'll pull it up. Hold on.
Yeah,
Back
I
in a
just
minute.
want, to say while Kaiser's looking up that I think I get what he's saying. Religion is a divergent model. I mean, sure, it has the message of like, the absolute truth of this God, of a God or gods, or creator of the universe, whatever. But how it works is it's based on a divergent model. You got it's like a species that undergoes evolution and stuff like that. In the beginning, you got one species, and then it goes off and then branches out and diverges and stuff like that. Then just like species that undergo evolution that can't interbreed with their cousins or ancestors, you got a lot of denominations and stuff like that. That while they disagree with their interpretation, all see like their one founder is like the guide to finding that spiritual truth or salvation and stuff like that. And that's not like how science works, which converges on evidence and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean,
It's Revelations. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
what were you gonna say?
Sorry. It's Revelations 22, 18 and 19.
22, 18 to 19. Okay, hold on. Let me take a look.
It is one of the last few verses of the book of the Bible.
Okay. The words of the prophecy spoken of him, shall add to
And while you're looking for that logical, by the way, a little background on me. I was actually raised a Calvinist Baptist. Yeah, don't
what?
Yeah, I was raised Calvinist Baptist, and I fled that shit. I didn't walk away from that. I fled. I'm not too familiar with the Quran, but I had the Bible drilled into me like something out of North Korea.
Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to look at something. Let me.
Oh, sorry. I'll get you your URL here. This is
No, it's okay. I already have the app up.
sorry.
Interesting point. I'll have to take a look. See what goes on here, because I mean, I do believe that there are textual variances in the Bible, of course, because I don't believe it's the original. But
Oh
however,
no,
I
of
do think that.
course not. I mean, look, even back in Newton's time, that it was he knew that there was something going on that wasn't original. That's why he was an anti-Trinitarian.
Well, I think though that's no necessary reason to affirm against the Trinity, because wait, what? Isaac Newton was anti-Trinitarian?
You did not know that? Wow. Okay. Yeah, he was an anti-Trinitarian. This was confirmed. This is not some hearsay. He was an anti-Trinitarian. He hid this. It was actually hidden in his notes and was recovered 200 years after his death.
Okay, now now I can no longer say that Newton was a Christian, because that's heretical.
Yeah, very heretical. He did everything at he graduated at Trinity University, at Cambridge Trinity, and back in his time, in order to even attend the college, you had to be a clergy of some kind, and he managed to basically, talk his way out of that, because the work he was doing was so strong that he managed to get in a pull to not be in the clergy, because he did not want to go that route. That's another story entirely, though.
I see. Well, I don't know what to say about that. That's definitely interesting, though. But anyways, I think just because there are textual variances in the Bible, that doesn't mean we shouldn't affirm the Trinity, because I think textual variances are okay as long as it doesn't affect the main doctrines of the Bible. Like, for instance, as long as it doesn't affect the Trinity, as long as it doesn't affect the crucifixion or the resurrection or other essential items in the Christian doctrines. Does that make sense?
To give a summary, basically Newton, through vast research that he did himself, determined that there were false texts added to the Bible to validify the Trinity. Is basically why he had the Trinity.
Well, I'd have yet to see. I would have so like, does he believe that? Does he believe that verses like Matthew 28:19 were added later?
I don't know the specific text. What I can do is I can give you documentation URLs where you. These are URLs. They have lots of cited references to. I'll give those to you. Give me a moment.
Okay, and okay, well, I would say a good example would be Matthew 28:19. A lot of skeptics, Muslims and such, will say that Muslims and all that kind of stuff will say that verses like Matthew 28:19 were added later. But however, I don't think this is necessarily true, because if you, I'm trying to find a link, but you might want to look into some of Tertullian's work or Origen's work, because I believe that they quoted Matthew 28:19 in their works, and they were pretty church fathers. They were like.
Isn't it funny? Like, I hate to interrupt, but I just want to bring up a fun, like, just a fun fact. Isn't it weird that like Muslims claim that the Quran is like the final revelation, but they have to memorize the Bible? Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of weird.
I mean, they're sort of like the last kid in the family tree. I suppose they have to like remember what their older siblings did.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I think a lot of times jihadis, you know what jihadis are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of times people will often promote Islam as a religion of peace, like Obama, Clinton even did once. It's like, I'm sorry, but it's not, because
Wait, I missed I missed just half of what you just said. Like, it got broken up. I heard Obama and then Hillary Clinton site, and that was it.
I think. I mean, I missed half of what the like. It stopped at Obama, but I would agree with you that Islam is not a religion of peace. I mean that's kind of obvious.
Yeah, it's not because of ISIS and all that. It's because of what the Quran and the Hadith say. Because the Quran makes it very clear that they are to kill unbelievers. Surah 9:28-33. Read in context, it's referring to people at that time. They were worried about how they were going to make money from people because they had banished the pagans from entering the sacred mosque. So Allah revealed the revelation to them that they were going to fight the Jews and Christians until they testify that there is no God but Allah, or until they pay the jizya.
Okay, I actually found the full documentary, motion.com video. So I would, if you have AdBot Plus, I would it's not a virus laden video web page, but I would recommend you use AdBot Plus if you click on this video, because you're probably gonna get bombarded with ads with it. But it's a direct link to the video.
Okay, thanks. And you said you were raised what, like a what?
Calvinist Baptist. I was raised Calvinist Baptist.
So, like, you believed that Jesus died only for the elect and all that?
Yeah, all that bullshit. Yep, that's pretty much hit the nail on the head. Yep.
I honestly don't think that Calvinist doctrines are really scripturally based. I think that there can be a rational biblical case given against Calvinistic doctrines. Like, sometimes even
of course there are. There are many. Many.
For instance, 1 John 2:2 makes it clear that Jesus died not just for the sins of for the people who are saved, or I mean for those who believe, but for the whole world. And Of course, there are more, but that's
Calvinist Baptists. They'll use the causality issue. When Jesus is like, it's not who you to me, but I who chose you. They get into the free will argument. God knew everything in the past and the future, knew who was going to accept and who wasn't, and then they'll get into that bullshit. And that's all it is. I mean, when you dig it down, it's all a bunch of self-indulgent folly. That's pretty much Carl Sagan said it best when he described religious just absolution as a self-indulgent folly. I cannot think of a better term for it than that.
I see. And of course, of course, I'm not going to go as far as to say that Calvinism is heretical, because I don't see any reason why it would be, because it doesn't necessarily deny key doctrines like the Trinity. It doesn't deny the crucifixion. It doesn't deny the resurrection. It doesn't deny salvation by grace.
But it sure does give a lot of impunity to ordinary people.
Yeah, and just out of curiosity, are you an atheist?
I guess you would call me a soft atheist. Agnostic would probably be the best. I don't like to put a label on anything. I am definitely a spiritual person.
What do you mean?
I'm a spiritual person in a sense that I think of the potential of I think of the human potential. And if you put a cap on that, then that's where your cap. That's where the limit is. I don't like to put a cap on anything. I like to think the potential to be unlimited. A person is only limited to what they think they are capable of doing. Our understanding, our contemplating, take it however you want.
I see. Okay.
All right. We're gonna move on. We're gonna watch some videos. Okay.
Video time.
So we got Hillary's ad attacks Trump's temperament.
Speaking of which, did you guys watch that
debate? Who
did
didn't?
You guys watch that?
We watched it. Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. I watched bits and pieces of it.
I watched that first debate, and I'd actually have to say I was kind of impressed by Hillary, but I was very disappointed with Trump. Because Hillary, I mean, she's not my favorite either, but I don't like either.
Okay, hold on. Let's hold the views until we watch this or hear the audio.
Okay.
Cool. I think my strongest asset, maybe by far, is my temperament. I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. I would bomb the out of him. I could stand in the middle of it, shoot somebody, and I wouldn't lose any votes. And you can tell them to go themselves. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Get the hell out of here. Okay.
All right. So, what do you guys think of that? Is that good temperament?
No.
Oh shit! Why phone calls now? Oh, sorry. I gotta take this on.
It's fine. Okay. We'll have your view at the end of it.
Trump for prez for sure.
Trump. What?
Okay. Why you say that, Sydney? Sydney.
Because he looks to me highly qualified and passionate and real and not fake like Hillary.
He's stupid. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I was able to spot like 2 or more fallacies in the first part of the first debate, because not only did he not answer the questions, like, remember when they were discussing like how we were going to make America better and get more jobs and all that?
I remember that, like a bit of that.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he never answered because He said, yes, we got to do that. We got to get more jobs and we got to do all this. However, how they were going to.
Yeah, he didn't really mention anything about any real like plans for the economy or anything like that. He just sort of he just sort of said we need to get better more jobs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And didn't his business go bankrupt like 4 times? So I mean, I fail to see how he's going to do that.
Yeah.
But logical. What did you think overall? You were trying to mention something earlier.
That's his definition of temperament. Wow, he must have a pretty broad definition of it if that's the case.
Yeah, let's get him out of there. Yeah, fuck them. Yeah.
That's what you call a president? Please, I would often say, if I lived in a different country, I would say, please tell me you're joking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Let me be clear on this. I am not a supporter of the lesser of evils argument. I recognize that while Clinton is aware of what she's doing, I would say that sort of makes her. I mean, she's sort of like Jesus, right? She's sort of like Jesus in this. She gives happy.
No, not close.
Hold on. This is satire, so just relax, okay?
Okay.
She's like Jesus in that she'll tell you happy thoughts and she'll give you and stuff that you'd like to hear, but she's sort of flip floppy. Like, I come to bring peace. Oh, and then say in another breath, oh, I don't come to bring peace. I come with a sword. Flip floppy, kind of like Mitt Romney. It's a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Trump is like Muhammad. If they're not part of our tribe, they're a piece of shit, and I can't read, and I'm against free speech.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Hey, Sydney. Yeah, you're Trump's just like a Muslim. They're just like the founder of Islam. Ain't that fucked up?
You're absolutely right.
What?
Yeah. It's a mind fuck, isn't it?
He's not as bad as Muhammad, but he is like a modern day Muhammad.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's tried to sue. He's tried to sue like newspapers and stuff like that for making fun of him. So he's against free speech, and he's kind of a bit of a fascist, in terms of his isolationist policies. So yeah, really ironic.
So you say that as if it's a bad thing.
Yeah. It's
not that it's a bad. Well, I wouldn't say it's. I'd say it's unpractical, but for the most part, it's kind of ironic more than bad. I mean, I think it's kind of humorous. Anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, let's see. We're gonna move on to another clip regarding that. Okay. Okay, hang on. I'm loading it up. Top Democrat said he was high. Trump was high during the debate.
Sniffed a lot during the.
Hang on, I'm setting it up, and we have it. Screen sharing now. Okay, he was high because he snorted a lot.
And
he was doing that a lot. I don't know. Maybe he caught that cold from Hillary. Yeah, I doubt he was high, but I guess he's just a wide nose having dude. Just needs to take a whiff every time he starts talking. What do you guys think?
huh? Say again.
I said, what do you think of him? Like snorting a lot. Was he doing cocaine or something? Like what was that?
I don't know much about the situation. I'd have to see more evidence to know what's going on. Until I know for certain what's going on, I don't know what to say.
I think a top Democrat said he was high, so something. Hang on, let me get a link. Okay, so it was Howard Dean. Howard Dean, that was the guy who apparently made a tweet about cocaine, claiming that Trump was high on cocaine when it was doing the debate, which I probably wouldn't put it past him, but there's really no evidence of it other than the snorting. And according to that, he wouldn't delete the tweet either.
I heard that it was because of the altitude. It was in Colorado or Denver, right?
Mm.
Wasn't it?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say he would be irresponsible enough to be high during that.
No, Hofstra. That's in New York. That's in Long Island. Oh, I don't know.
All right. Yep. Anyway, moving on. So we got, let's see, we got Trump paying no taxes makes me smart.
It's so funny.
Yeah, but it's true.
Oh boy, that's a tongue twister.
Okay, no, I fucking hate ads. I don't want ads. Legend of Zorn. Fox, you freaking jackasses. Okay, so he was apparently gloating about this during the debate. So okay, where is the? Okay, here it is. We've got. There we go.
Tonight to know that he's paid nothing in federal taxes, because the only years that anybody has ever seen were a couple of years when he had to turn them over to state authorities when he was trying to get a casino license, and they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So if he's paid zero, that means zero for troops, zero for vets, zero for schools or health.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I actually remember that.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Okay. I actually think that's a very interesting thing that she said.
Yeah, me too.
Because I think that completely discredits him in a sense. It's like, if you can't pay federal taxes, then why should we put you in office? Because normally I would say ad hominem attacks are not relevant, but this time it actually is relevant. When you say, because they're trying to debate over.
Yeah. I would agree because I mean, if we're talking about you joining like the like becoming commander in chief, and you don't even pay your fair share. I mean, that does kind of discredit you, especially when you say you're for the troops and everything, and you don't even support them, like financially speaking, and you're a freaking millionaire. It's not like it'll kill you to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of ridiculous. Sydney, what do you say?
I say it's a non-issue.
it a non-issue?
issue.
Yeah.
No, I mean, how is it a non-issue?
That he didn't pay taxes?
Yeah.
Well, he paid a lot of people's salaries. He pretty much on his own supported smaller infrastructures where people who work for him, of course, spend money into the economy. So he's created lots and lots and lots and lots of jobs for lots and lots and lots and lots of people. He's, because of him, a lot of a good chunk of the economy is stimulated and positively sort of moves the money around like it should. Hillary, on the other hand, hasn't created one job in her life. If anything, she's killed people, she's more known for killing people than for creating jobs. Now, what kind of a record would that be? Now, how does that look on the ballot?
I mean, if we're talking about, like, I'm not saying Clinton is better for this, but I mean, if we're talking about you're only paying taxes if you want to open up a casino or something like that, then that's kind of problematic,
You don't know anything about these businesses.
I think that's kind of messed up, especially with regard to his past comments, calling like the housing market bubble crashing a great opportunity.
Well, it is. It is. Why are you so jealous of people who know how to do business, people who know finance? It sounds to me like you're just jealous of them.
This isn't about business. It's about morale.
I wouldn't say I'm jealous of him. I mean, he's went bankrupt 4 times. I mean, like, it's kind of, and also the fact that he has a inconsistent, tax payment for the government. I mean, it's kind of problematic if he's trying to become a president. I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't be able to, like, do anything with regard to finance. I'm just saying, you'd want to have a consistent, track record if you're talking about, like, you're supporting the troops and the feds and the vets. And all that.
It might behoove you to get a little bit more up to date with your facts.
Well, can I ask you this one thing? When it comes to this, are you talking about business? I think this is about morality, not business.
Morality? What the hell is that?
You can't be serious.
Well, explain to me, what's morality?
You're just kidding, right?
I think this might be trolling.
Okay, dude. I think you and I both know what morality is. Don't play that game with me, dude.
Well, in that case, I see no moral problems.
Well, I see that there is a moral problem. He's not paying his fair share. And
that's not a moral problem.
Yes, it is a moral problem because we are to follow the laws, and that could count as tax evasion. Wouldn't you agree, Wolf King? Not paying his federal taxes.
Yes, I would agree that this does hurt. I mean, if you're talking about running a good campaign, at least if we're gonna be practical like this, that would hurt him. That's what I'm saying.
No, it won't.
It would. I mean, how are you going to get, like, the common people who work regular jobs who have to pay taxes? How are you going to get them on your side when you're not there with them? I mean, that's kind of like hypocritical, right? It's sort of like, I mean, that's sort of like if Moses, who was for the Jews, right? That's sort of like if Moses was still a prince and he's all like, okay, come on, guys, I'm with you. I know I'm living in this cool ass palace, and I'm not lifting up.
What you're saying is you don't think,
like, hold on, just let me finish. It's sort of like Moses if he never left his prince position. It would be hypocritical saying that he's with people and he actually isn't.
Exactly, and plus, it's kind of interesting that you're quoting Moses' part, because
Moses is a mythical figure. Moses didn't exist, so you can't really quote Moses.
Well, I just did. I just did. I mean, I mean,
I'm going to quote Cinderella pretty soon.
I mean, the reason I did it is because I just thought it was interesting, given the fact I took it from Glenn Beck, right? He compared Ted Cruz to Moses, which I thought was weird because it's sort of like the same difference. He's not, this is sort of like he's sort of like Moses if he never left his like prince position and said he was for the people, even though he's all for the establishment.
All right, but there's no such thing. Moses wasn't a real person, wasn't a real figure. It was just a myth.
How do you know that?
You're not being serious. You're kidding me.
Yeah, I'm being serious.
You're kidding me, aren't you?
Well,
we both know.
Technical. Well, you want me to answer your question?
No, but we both know that Noah is a mythical figure. It didn't exist.
How do you know that? Prove it.
Did you say Moses or Noah? Because I was about to say, like,
take your pick, and that's the same answer.
Okay, sure. But here's the thing. I was just gonna say, like, to be technical, there was an earlier story. I don't know about Moses, but I think Sargon of Akkad, the story about that one figure who was found in a reed basket, an ancient tribe raised by royalty and became a great leader for his Semitic people.
Many times. There's many similar stories to that.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly about like Moses per se, but I mean, like, it's not impossible that some kid could be adopted by a wealthy family and actually kind of be a great leader for people. But yeah,
well,
it's actually happened in real history, so it's not like totally out of the question. However, the biblical all the biblical stuff is all really fictional.
Sure, I'll agree with you on that.
And myth.
But
actually, that's not really true. Even sometimes there's some even secular historians that agree that there is some truth behind the Bible. For instance, Geert Ludeman is an atheist, I think, or at least he's not a believer. Either he's agnostic or he's an atheist. Either way, he's not a Christian and he's not a believer. Anyways, he affirms that the crucifixion is an indisputable fact.
Who's this guy?
He believes that the crucifixion of
What's
Jesus.
What's his name?
Geert Ludeman.
No, I've never heard of that guy.
Look him up. He's a secular historian.
No, I don't think.
Yeah, Geert Ludeman.
I don't need anybody else's opinion. I know that that Noah was mythical. I know that Moses and Abraham and Isaac and all that. Even Jesus was mythical. So it doesn't, he wasn't.
We're not gonna go into a mythicist aspect of this. We're gonna focus on the the debate and everything like that, and then we're gonna move on. Logical, you could sort of if you could focus it on this new video, that'd be nice. Okay, so we got Jim Baker. Hillary Clinton's election could usher in God's wrath. All right, so
okay, I'm listening.
This is why we're saying it is important, this election. With all hell breaking loose, it'll probably be the most important election ever in the history of the United States of America. And the things that will go into effect with this election, the Supreme Court justices, everybody feels, is probably one of the most important. But it will be in concrete that America has turned her back on God. I honestly believe just what you've been sharing with us today, that millions of Americans are thinking for themselves. They're God-fearing. Even though the church leaders aren't talking about it, they are thinking. And everyone knows that it's been brought up in the church and brought up with any bit of the Bible. You know what God's word says. And if we continue to turn our back and continue, the Bible says God's not mocked. Whatever a man sows, that's what he's going to reap. America could reap horrendous times, perilous times will come.
Yeah.
I'd need to see what
That's just childish fear mongering.
I'd need to see what verse he's quoting. But anyways,
Well, it doesn't matter. It's all bullshit.
that's debatable, and maybe one day you and I will have to debate. But for now, let's
It's not
focus on
debatable. It's bullshit.
I mean, I would. I mean, it's sort of like I would have to agree with Sydney on this. That I mean, I would give it a little bit more new. I mean, he's sort of feeding off of that end times bullshit. I mean, I'm not a fan of Hillary Clinton either. I think she's I think she's terrible. I want Sanders, honestly, but
Yeah, I would have preferred Bernie Sanders. That unfortunately, Clinton and Trump are the only two that are going to win.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to say he's Jesus. He was Jewish and a carpenter, and he cared about poor people. But yeah. Yeah.
I don't see how he could have been a carpenter, because rabbis and carpenters are two different professions, and I've never heard of a carpenter rabbi ever.
Okay, what I meant is because I was in that was actually a phone call. I don't know if you guys know the YouTuber Soaring Eagle. You heard of the Soaring Eagle?
Phone. Wait, he called you?
He actually called me he called me, and we literally had a Trump Clinton back and forth, heated back and forth for like 15 minutes at least. Oh my god!
Yeah. We were literally we were literally just talking about that just now.
But
yeah.
Well, I'll be right back. I get something.
Yeah, no problem. So yeah, and what I like about Bernie Sanders more is that he like when he was asked did he believe in God and stuff like that, his answer was like yeah, we're all in this together. We have to look out for one another and all that stuff. And that sounded a lot like humanism, and which I liked. He was like the most secular person we've ever seen run for president, which I liked. And the fact that he could encompass that view without being all Christy and stuff like that, I think that's exemplary.
Who's that?
Sanders.
Oh, Sanders is Jewish. You don't be Christy at all.
Yeah, I think it's more of a cultural Jewish thing, though. Huh. Like sort of like the Carl Sagan thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, but just going back to the whole Jim Baker. I mean, like, this is the guy who like sells bonus buckets and stuff like that. That could be used as like fucking porta potties and something. And yeah, it's not really surprising that he would feed on the whole fear mongering thing. That's how they make the bread and butter. So yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I'm like I wouldn't like her all that much in the in like the Oval Office, but I'm pretty sure we could survive her. I don't think it's gonna be the fall of civilization as we know it to have her in there.
If Hillary is elected, I am pretty sure that it would at least solidify the voice of the American people undoubtedly for the next election after. That's my only just peace of mind I can take.
Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it would make SJW shut up. Like, hey, there's a woman in the White House. Yeah, I doubt.
No, I'm not talking about this. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that she is. If she is actually elected, I think it really is going to be a very close nail-biter election. If she is elected, and this country actually survives, I think that she will unify the country. In other words, anti-establishment to such a point to where the next election 4 years later will guarantee that the establishment is completely broken up without question.
Likely. Anyway, so what else we got?
Yeah.
Okay, we got Joyner. Climate change is a communist plot.
What?
Yeah, I know it's fucking retarded.
It is
They're playing off of what Trump said in the debate where he said it was made up by the Chinese or some stupid shit.
What? Climate change is scientific.
I don't even want
to.
Let's just hear it.
I heard Obama speak at the United Nations, and he again was saying one of the biggest issues, and he was taking credit for helping. And I know you were part of a movie, a lot of research that you've done and all about climate change. And he is stating that climate change is a greater threat than ISIS.
Well, yeah, I was part of that year-long thing, and I tried to go into that research and all, and that experience with open. I said, if it's real, I want to know the truth. If it's not, I want to know that. I just want the truth. I really didn't care which way landed, but I wanted it to be true. And I went into it maybe 45% a skeptic, climate change skeptic, 45% open, really open, maybe believing there is something to it. I got to about 98% skeptic. During that thing, maybe 99. I mean, where it was just the craziest science. No,
I'm about to puke. I'm about to puke, man.
There's a political agenda. And then you go back to the third. This is what we need to go back and see when the Communist Party USA changed their name to the Progressive Party in the 1930s because Stalin was becoming so unpopular. They laid out a plan for subduing America. Back in the 1930s, they followed that plan. Taking over the media, taking over education, taking over and how to gradually do this through re-education, everything. They followed their plan to a T. But one of them was to copt the youth will always respond to environmental issues, and we have to keep inventing crises so that we can be the ones who save the world. Are the answer to saving the world.
Okay, so what do you guys think of this?
Well, it's obvious that this cunt doesn't have any idea what the peer review process is all about.
Well,
Logical.
I'm not really sure right now. I have to step out for now because I got to get started on a few things and you're writing my paper for class.
Okay.
And no, I'm not a high school student. I'm in college.
No. You know, you seem like older than a high school student.
What do I sound like?
Like you're still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. I'd just like to thank you for being on here.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You're doing that logical. Thank you for being on here. You're a really cool guy.
Thank you. You guys are pretty cool too.
Yeah, Wolf. This guy you radioed. Well, I'd like to know. I'm sorry. Quit. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I better get going for now. Though. I'll see you guys later.
Sound logical.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys. Later.
Okay. I think we're gonna move past the Trump Clinton thing, and we're gonna move on to something else. We got Duarte, like the Filipino President Duarte on I am similar to Hitler, or I'd like to be like Hitler or something.
Which one, Trump or Clinton? I guess I can't tell the difference anymore.
Like the original Layton.
Wait, the original who?
Philippine president has compared his bloody anti-drug campaign, which left more than 3,000 people dead, to how Hitler massacred millions of Jews, saying he would be, quote, happy to slaughter 3 million addicts. President Rodrigo Duterte issued his latest threat against drug dealers and users early Friday after visiting Vietnam, where he discussed his anti-drug campaign with Vietnamese leaders, among other concerns. Duterte said, Hitler massacred, this is a quote, Hitler massacred 3 million Jews. There's
Wait. Whoa, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Who is that? Who's Rodrigo Duterte? Who's he president of? I don't know this guy.
The Philippines.
Okay, all right. Sorry,
Yeah, he's killed 3,000 people.
to slaughter them. Are we living in a simulation?
Apparently, yeah. Like it's fucked up. I commented on a video that he's a psycho. That guy Duarte, whatever the fuck his name is. He's killed a bunch of people, vigilantes and police and all that, and like through them, and people have been calling on him to just stop because it's crazy. What do you think of that, Kaiser?
This is this is actually beyond my. I really don't like commenting on events and situations that I'm ill-informed about. This is actually new to me. I'm not really. Like I said, I really can't really give an opinion about it when I don't know anything about it. When I don't know about something, I'm not gonna act like I do. I can say this though. It's just it's interesting how much of this is being broadcast on the worldwide news and the world news. How much of this coverage are you seeing on CNN or Fox or MSNBC?
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree with a lot of what you just said just now. Yeah. Okay, let's I think we have to do one more video. And let's see here. Okay, I guess we could do Pat Robertson, I suppose.
You got a Pat Robertson?
Every year, I let my teenage son go with friends to a Halloween event at a local theme park. I just learned that they have a haunted house based on Satan and demons. Apparently, there are girls in suggestive demon outfits selling drinks, techno music, and even a demon DJ who encourages people to dance.
Hell yeah.
And he will be disappointed if I don't let him go. How can I make him understand that keeping him...
It legitimately sounds like fun.
Yeah, it sounds like a hell of a lot of fun. If I knew of any parent, I got 4 nieces, and if I ever time that my brother was withholding them from a fun event like that, of course he would never do that because he's actually more liberal than I am. I can't imagine my nieces being restricted from an event like that. That'd just be fun as hell. I'd be a part of the act. I would want to scare the shit out of these kids.
Yeah, me too. Okay, continuing.
Away is the best thing for him.
We got to tell him the truth. I mean, explain to him who the devil is. Explain to him the devil wants to destroy you. The devil, seeks who he may devour. He's out to kill you. And he's going to put everything nice in your way that's going to seem like fun. There's pleasure in sin for a season. But the answer is, mother, don't let your babies grow up to be demon worshipers, if I can quote from Willie Nelson. Don't let them do it. I mean,
wait. Did he just use Willie Nelson as some kind of pun? It's not.
I mean, I know who the guy is. I don't think, I'm not sure if he ever said that. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he said just don't let him use as something for Willie Nelson. It's hilarious, man.
Let's keep on with it. Let's keep on.
Look, no, I'm sorry. Or better than that, there needs to be alternative Halloween celebrations in churches where they have all the games and all the fun and all the nice pretty girls and all the handsome boys and all that. They all come together and they're praising the Lord instead of worshiping Satan. But Halloween has become a night when the devil rejoices.
This is a viewer who says, my husband is playing an online...
He's basically saying there needs to be a way where we can just party on church the same way. It almost sounds like the guy's jealous.
I mean, I just don't get what people blame people and anything that doesn't glorify their religion, they blame it on Satan or whatever. It's not the fact that it's popular or more interesting. It's just that it's all Satan and fallen angels. It's all superstition and paranoia and bullshit. It's all silly.
Yeah.
All right, a little more of this.
Game includes elements of witchcraft. He doesn't think it's bad, but since he started playing the game, my daughters and I have witnessed really weird things happening in our home. We've anointed the house. How do I pray for my husband, and how do I convince him that he's bringing bad things into our home? He gets angry when I bring it up.
Well, I think
probably use sex as a weapon, I guess. If you don't stop playing the game, I'm not gonna fuck you. I mean, how about that? I mean, seriously.
Get a senior person, maybe you can find a minister or some trusted advisor to tell him this is a problem. There was a game called Dungeons and Dragons that people got into. They got into role playing. The next thing you know, they were in a fantasy world that really captured them. So it is demonic. Demons are out to destroy you. And
it sounds like this guy is just jealous that they're getting more pussy or dick or whatever their preference than he is. Don't be jelly about it. Shit.
I mean, all I can say is everything in moderation, but demons and all that stuff, that's just a lot of superstitious bullshit. That's all I got to say. I mean, sure, you got dopamine and oxytocin and all that stuff, chemicals working on your brain to where if you see something you like, you'll go with it, but everything in moderation. That's all I could say. Balance.
Hey, and all is fair in love and war. And it sounds like this is a lot of love.
Yeah, I'd have to say so, but yeah. That being said, I think this has been a pretty good hangout, but I think I'm gonna get off for now. I'd like to thank everyone for joining in. All right, guys, it's been What Up Secular America, Trump versus Clinton, and all that. Thanks, guys, for coming on, man. I'm gonna get off. Peace out.